Hello, shall we get started?
For sure, sir.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Uh, Good morning and welcome to day two of AISS. And we are starting off with this exciting session on XDR. This is indeed a very relevant topic, and this is a practitioner's guide. So you should get many practical tips from our experts here, Hiral Sharma and Abhishek. Okay. So, what is XDR? As per Gartner, it's a SaaS-based security threat detection and incident response tool that natively integrates multiple security products into a cohesive security operations center that unifies all the components. So this is extremely relevant today in the face of increasing scale and sophistication of threats. So what does it really provide? The advantages are improved protection, detection and response, and productivity of the personnel, and of course lower total cost of ownership and effective detection and response of security threats, which is the whole goal in order to reduce the risks. Okay, so they will include detection and response to targeted attacks and native support for behavioral analysis and threat intel, including local shared threat intelligence, and reducing the need to chase false positives, and also integrating relevant data. So this is very important, the integration. And how do you do configuration and hardening capability, and also all the analytics that go with it, analytics, AI, ML, and all. So there is detection piece, there is investigation piece, recommendations piece, and the hunting piece. So basically, one should has a lot to look forward to, because this is one of the most key components in an enterprise in cybersecurity. And with that, we would really look forward to your participation also. And please do have Q&A at the end. Post your questions, and for further resources and all, the McAfee team will post links to further information that you may need. Okay. And with that, I hand it over to Hiral. Over to you, Hiral.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shriram. It's indeed a pleasure to always talk to you and everybody available on the forum. First and foremost, good morning, everybody, on behalf of entire McAfee Enterprise team. I, Hiral Sharma, along with my colleague Abhishek Rai, who would be joining us in the subsequent sections ahead as we move progress, would be walking you through a practitioner's guides towards XDR in terms of understanding what XDR is and how can we actually bring that into the implementation mode when we are planning for the deployment. I am a cybersecurity advisor with McAfee, have been associated with McAfee nearing almost a decade now, going to be nearing that. I handle critical accounts with McAfee and also take care of the solution architecting and design part with McAfee. So that's about me. Without further ado, let me get started. I'm sure all of you, it's a morning hour. All of us would have our own breakfast and we've had a cup of coffee or tea to stimulate our brains. But before I move forward, we just wanted to understand, and let's do a quick recap in terms of how are we, what is our understanding of security operations, because I think entire XDR journey or security journey is related towards improvising or enhancing our security operations. So when we are talking about it, let's see how much do we understand right now, and once we have the answers to all of it, we will learn throughout the session. And at the end of the session, we'll again assess and see how are we going to imply that knowledge that we have learned in today's session. So as we know, it's a masterclass. So we are going to have a pre-test or pre-assessment done, like a curtain raiser of the overall session, and then we move ahead and assess ourselves at the end of the learning again. Yeah. So if you can see here, okay, so this is a trivia that we are going to play. As you can see, I'm going to explain the rules of the game if you understand that really well. So we are going to have two rounds, as I said. So if all of you can see this, can you please give a thumbs up on the chat window if you're able to hear me and if you're able to understand what I'm going to start the games with? Can I see the thumbs up coming up on the chat window, please? Yeah. Thank you so much, Aniket. I get a response from you. That means it's clear. Okay, so we are going to have two rounds, as I said. The very first round, we're going to talk about the pre-assessment part of it. Post that, we will have 5 questions available on each of the round. Okay, I'm gonna play that, and at the same time, the poll will come up on the platform. You will see a poll coming up. Uh, the answers and the winners will be chosen at the end of the session, which is where we finish this around second. And cumulative answers, whosoever answers the maximum correct answers is obviously the winner. We are gonna have top 5 coming out of it. In case, let's say there are similarities in terms of number of answers that we get. For example, somebody answers 8 right question and another person is also answering 8 right questions. In scenarios like that, we're gonna choose fastest response. It's like fastest finger first. How much do you understand and how much quickly you adopt to it, and how actively are you listening to the overall session. So that's the intent. I hope it's all clear now. So let's start with the very first question of the trivia, which is, so this is the round one. The very first question, if you've paid attention to what we have been talking, and what the practitioner's, overall response that we're talking about, here is the answer that we're looking at. What is the full form of XDR? So your poll is there. Please go to the poll and respond to that. I see some of the answers coming on the chat window. Please go to the poll and respond. You would see a prompt coming on your screen which says go to the poll and respond. I would request everybody to go to the poll and respond. Okay. Question number 2. As per majority belief, which is most effective tool for TDR today? When I say TDR, it is threat detection and response. Which is the tool widely used, or as per the majority customer belief, we feel that it's the perfect tool for doing threat detection and response, and to enhance our overall detection and response cycle. Yeah, all clear? Can I move ahead? Okay. Question number 3. As per ESG, the leading industry that we believe, the leading industry security organization, which is the most important security operations capability. Out of the 4 mentioned capabilities, which one is the most important, rated by various organizations? Which is the most important and critical capability that an organization should look at when they are planning for security operations? Okay. Can I move to the next question again? Very important one. Can EDR only vendors provide full XDR coverage natively? Or the EDR only solutions, can they provide a full XDR coverage? So, Mr. Sriram gave a little brief about how one of the analysts is reading XDR. I think that would make some sense to you, and that talks about native functionalities, native coverages. Please apply your thoughts, please apply your knowledge, your existing experiences, and response to the question. Okay, moving ahead. Question number 5, the last question for round 1 is, which security solution provides a proactive approach to organizations today? Okay, it's a thought-provoking question which actually talks about bringing proactiveness or talking about predicting a threat much earlier. So, in the entire tech lifecycle, when we talk about it, can we apply the existing knowledge much ahead in the curve, or are we going to be reactive? Uh, is it applicable, not applicable? Please choose wisely. Yeah, so I'm hoping and I feel that I hope it was interesting enough for you to apply your existing knowledge, and I'm sure you would have taken that into consideration and answered all the questions that we have put up for you. Moving ahead, so this is the session that we're going to cover. I'm sure even if you have not answered, it's fine. We're going to learn all of that in today's session completely. So as we move ahead in the session, right? So the very first thing I'm going to talk about is typical security operations. I'm sure all of us understand. And when I talk about typical security operation, I'm going to prove that with a lot of data points. ESG is one of the researchers that we highlighted, right? So we're going to talk about some of the critical document research that they conducted and very interesting facts out of those reports and those data points that we have collected, and we're going to apply that into the typical security operations, right? So I'm sure that is going to open up some of our misconceptions around XDR and security operations. Next, we're going to talk about how industry is looking at XDR. What do they understand? How they have defined XDR? How can you implement your overall strategy, or how can you improvise? How can you plan for XDR going ahead? Then I will request my colleague Abhishek to come in and help us with the platform and approach that at McAfee Enterprise we utilize for our customers, and how are we helping them. Then we'll understand very critical use cases, the business use cases that we're gonna imply, and how we can get the benefit of XDR while implementing it. And last but not the least, seeing is believing, right? So we're gonna see this work in action. We have a little video demonstration for you, which is actually going to walk us through the entire XDR journey and the advantages of it. And in the last, to end it up again, we're going to have this trivia played for you, which is again going to have 5 questions, which will be completely based on today's session. So if you pay attention, you are going to be surely making those 5 answers right, and there are chances to win amazing gift vouchers ahead. Yeah, so let's get started. Uh, so first and foremost, right? So we spoke about effectiveness, how your security operations are effective. But have we ever measured the effectiveness? I mean, all of us are into the design stage. All of us understand how are we what are the critical aspects of design? What are the key components? How they should be working? What should be the team size? What should be the processes? But even after employing all of this, have we ever measured the effectiveness of our security operations? Right. So if we talk about it, let's try and understand. I think there was one of the questions. Okay, the entire security operations, I think today is completely based upon this terminologies or technologies, I would say. The very first one being SIEM, okay, security incident and event management. Then the next generation of it came, wherein we were talking about bringing in the automation, orchestration to do the better incident response and incidents handling and whatnot. Now we also hear a term in industry called next generation SIEM. I think pretty much of next generation we've heard on endpoint, on network. Now even on the SIEM, we hear next generation of SIEM, which is basically bringing in not only the log data but also the network information, bringing in some kind of automation built into it, and we have termed that coin as next generation SIEM. But let's look at it. How effective are this? Okay, and as you can see, the research that I'm referring to was done by an industry analyst, ESG, which actually was done it. And the report, as you can see, the name of the report is the impact of XDR in modern SOC. So that is what we are referring, right? So if you see, these are the key challenges that multiple organizations across globe has highlighted, right? Starting from the licensing cost to complexity to maintenance. Okay, very, very important is not well suited for certain use cases. Now, the entire operations or entire design that we do is to meet your specific use cases, right? So if you are not able to achieve or attain a particular use case benefit out of it, I don't think the technology is making sense for us. So net, the crux of the reports, as you can see, is highlighted on the right-hand side. Okay, SIM being a baseline capability with SOC environment, I think all of us agree SIM is the heart of the entire SOC, as they say, right? Continues to present a challenge to the organization by being either too costly, extensively resource intensive, and requiring far too much expertise to operate and manage that, right? So I think if you look at this effectiveness, it clearly gives us the data, and I think an eye opener for us. Now let's look at whether it is how popular it is, right, in terms of SIM. So again, reflect on the same question. Out of all the tools, so this was one of the questions which was asked in the entire research papers, which you can see at the bottom last. Out of all the tools in your organization which are used for threat detection and response, which are the most effective tools? And if you can see here, the topmost is SIM. Most of the organization today for threat detection and response rely on SIM, right? So don't worry, even if you've answered the question in any other different way or you have chosen a different response, it's fine. But let's understand that's the popular belief of SIM. That means it's a very, very popular tool. Obviously, second rated by EDR. So many of them also believe that EDR is one of the very effective tool to do the threat detection and response. However, apart from the popularity, when we ask about the effectiveness of the solution, if you're saying that SIM is the heart and from where you do the threat detection and response, let's try and understand how effective that is today. Right? So, if you look at this, these organizations have also said the effectiveness of it. Only 47% of the rated SIM organizations have said it's somehow effective. However, when you talk about threat detection and response, it's not completely true for us, right? So I think that's an eye opener. When we talk about popularity versus what we can actually achieve with this, it's very, very different. So let's get ahead from this. The reasons we are not able to find out, or we are not able to confidently say that one particular tool is good for us or not, is because of this, right? And I'm sure all of us being into security operation understand that we have too many hats to wear, too many things to do. We have multiple tools to manage, multiple responsibilities, starting from doing incident managed to ticket handling to understanding the response and the noise, the alerts that's coming in. So this again referring to one of the mechanism that we do the rating. And if you look at the SOC maturity model, right, the popular ones wherein we have applied this knowledge, there are three different kind of organization that we would want to put ourselves into. One which is very, very in the low side, okay, which did not have a dedicated facility because they don't have the budgets and they outsource complete security operations to a third party vendor. Could be a managed services vendor or something of that sort. Then you have a very high end, which is the extreme end of the overall curve, if you see. That is where entire facility, all the teams, every operations is been done in house, right? So they have dedicated SOC people available, dedicated facility, dedicated tools for them. That's a different kind of organization. But majority of organization today fall into a medium category, right? Wherein SOC is a part-time team members which will have which might have some speciality or might not have a dual responsibility, and some of their functionality is outsourced to a vendor, right? So if you look at this, very first, as I said, it's completely outsourced to MSSP, completely in-house. But if you look at this curve and focus on where the most organizations today are, they are finding this evaluation to be very, very difficult, right? So again, referring to the same report, 31% of the organization today spend most of their time addressing high priority threats. Okay. Now, where are they spending time? Are they spending their time in terms of understanding what is important for us and how we should be taking care of ourselves? What should be the analysis that we should be applying? What is the threat hunting that are we doing? They are just looking after the emergency threats and not they're not focusing their time and skills to improvise their strategy and threat detection and response as an organization, right? Because they are just doing a mundane job by taking care of high alerts or the noise which have been generated. Now, we do not know whether these are false positive or the noise that we really want to focus upon. Now, why do organizations really need this evaluation, right? So, very first and very important, I think all of us in today's world understand the fact that we are meeting in the ACI conference, not in like a usual AISS meet that all of us used to look forward to, but we are talking to each other on a virtual platform. I sitting at my home, you sitting at your place, and we are still able to interact is basically because of the uncertain changes that business has to go to. So when we talk about business agility, we are all learning and we are continuing to learn, which is also expanding the ways of communicating and interacting, but also the attack surfaces. So we have different variants of attacks coming in. Recently, I've seen different variants and different kind of attacks in past last week, right? So it could be a vulnerability coming in, or it could be hacking into a social network that we're talking about. I'm not naming any of those, but I'm sure the indicators are enough for us to understand complexity of threat landscape that we talk about, right? So as and when the attack surfaces are increasing, the modes of surfaces are increasing for us to communicate, so is the complexity of attack. We do not know how are they penetrating, despite putting everything that is a basic hygiene, starting from endpoint security to network security. I don't think any organization today, when they start off a business, whether it is completely in-house or outsourced somewhere, I don't think any of the organization today starts without the basic hygiene of security, right? They would have basic minimum cross checks done on endpoint security level, on network security level, on cloud security level, wherever they are. Still, we see these attackers getting successful. It's only because of the complexity of attacks that we see. Disconnected security silos, too many tools being there, right? Too many solutions being there. As I said, too many. There will be a tech track that will be done while you are operating your business when you go live on your business. But how are they effective? Are they talking to each other, or they are completely disconnected? Do we understand? And even if one of our tools have caught something in terms of the bad alert or something that is suspicious for us, have we applied that intelligence into the actionable workflow for us that we can make sense and stop that bridge coming to our organization or being successful? I don't have to say the overwhelming number of alerts. I'm sure everybody who is a part of the security operation understands that there's a lot of data coming. It's kind of a overflow of data that's coming there in terms of alerts, where to act upon, which one to act upon, how relevant it is for you. It's very, very different. Very important part is the skill shortage, right? So as many tools, but we don't have the experts available on each of the tools. We don't know how do we apply that knowledge, and that's where we need to have solutions which can actually cover up a gap in terms of skills shortage and provide a great human machine teaming uh, between the technology that we're looking at and the processes that we're running, right? So if we see all of that, that's the reason that most of the organization today needs the evolution, right? Now let's look at some of the critical area. I think this was one of the questions again in the trivia, referring to the same report that ESG has provided, right? So give me 1 second. Yeah. So these are the capability which are very, very important. Now, this is again rated by the organizations, and not talking about any specific data that we believe from McAfee Enterprise perspective or anybody believes. This is the data that has come from the different organizations. The respective CISOs, CIOs have responded back to the data and research, and that's what you see. The very important capability that today organizations really wanting to have is to improvise on their advanced detection and advanced threat handling capability, right? And which is secondly rated by bringing in the automation of remediation tasks without involving IT ops. Because today I think IT operations are all about managing anything and everything. I think the help desk and ticketing system have become too tedious for them to manage. Right? So you understand, starting from gaining the better visibility to response to automation, and last but not the least, improvisation or detection of threats. So these are some of the very, very critical capabilities that the organizations are looking at. And if you see, that's a very, very marginal difference between each of this, right? So all of these are very, very important and key capabilities that one should look at when they are planning for security operations. So when you plan for a strategical improvement in your SOC or security operations or bringing in a new tool, please question back and ask yourself, am I going to, by bringing in this change or applying this change, be it process wise or tool wise or technological enhancement that you might be doing, is it going to help me improvise any of this? Because these are the capability I think globally organizations are looking to adapt to improvise upon, right? So when we talk about it, let's understand what XDR is and how it can help improvise upon all of this. So till now, we've understood why do we need the challenge, what is the industry talking about, how we have been handling our security operations till date. Let's move ahead and understand what XDR is. And again, I'm going to bring a net neutral view. Till now, I've not spoken anything about McAfee Enterprise. Ahead also, let's try to understand how the industry is defining it, right? So I think a sneak peek preview was provided by Mr. Sriram at the very beginning when he introduced what XDR is. So here is the view from a third-party analyst completely. We have added a top three analysts. As you see, we have from Gartner, from ESG, even Forrester, which is one of the leading researchers. Now, if you look at Gartner, how Gartner is defining it, right? So Gartner says XDR is a safe SaaS-based tool. It's a vendor-specific security threat detection and incident response tool that natively integrates with multiple security products. Now, that's Gartner's view to XDR, which talks about a SaaS-based vendor-specific solution. Let's talk about ESG because that's one of the report we have been referring because they were very, very key critical data points for us to understand, right? Which talks about ESG defines XDR as an integral suite of security products, spanning hybrid IT architecture, designed to interrupt, coordinate threat prevention, detection, and response. That's where they talk about it. If you look at it, XDR, they call it that it's a security telemetry, analytics, and operations into an enterprise system. It brings in that, it unifies the control around it. However, let's look at how Forrester defines it. So Forrester says XDR is the next generation of EDR. So I think we spoke about too many next generation technologies coming in. One of the which, as I define, it's next generation of EDR to evolve by integrating not only endpoint but also they are bringing in application and network telemetry, right? We also have at the right-hand side, if you see, that's how Gartner's, the structure that they've highlighted for XDR should look like. That you would have all of your critical vectors, I would say, starting from endpoint to web to cloud to identity access management. You're bringing that knowledge, you apply that concept across all the vector, bringing the, normalize everything, like the data lake layer and correlate everything and centralize all of your incident response, automation, workflow, and APIs that work for you. So I think if you look at all of it, that's how they define the platform. But net, if I were to take the crux of every report that we have studied in detail, I think these are the key capabilities that XDR solution today must have. Very important being sharing the local threat intelligence. Now, what is local threat intelligence? I'm sure all of us have heard about global threat intelligence, and there are many dedicated solutions which are talking about bringing in the threat intel, applying the knowledge that we see across the globe much ahead, and understanding that and apply that into a local systems. But I think local threat intelligence is way more beyond important because it's all specific to you. Like what we see in a global threat intelligence, what we do is we collect the telemetry from different organization, any provider of that threat intel collects it at a central location. They have their data centers, they have their data points or mesh points where they collect this information, apply analytics, provide that to us as an intelligence format. But at the local data center level, right, your organization, how each of the solutions are seeing it today, how different vectors in your organization, what information do they have, what intelligence do they have? Can we collect it all at a central location? Can we understand? Can we interpret that? Can we read that communication that's happening between the different vectors and different technologies and apply that knowledge immediately? I think that is very, very important capability that you should look at in XDR. Multiple component, can we apply that weak signals which are coming in? And can we apply that intelligence? Applying that intelligence into action is very, very important. Understanding the intelligence, converting into the wisdom is very, very important. Obviously, we need to reduce on our alerts which are coming in, centralized configuration and hardening capability. Also, very importantly, it has to be a cloud native service architecture because multiple places we have seen, is it cloud native? It is coming in for cloud, built in for cloud, and built with the cloud capabilities. Very important. How easy or how are the analytics done? Do we have the capability to provide custom analytics for hunting and detection? So if you combine all of this, these are the capabilities that XDR solution must have today. And what XDR clearly is not, that we have understood from all of the different researchers, third party analysts that we're talking about, to see the crux of it. It's not a single product like dedicated network security or endpoint security that you can just buy, bring in, apply in your organization, and boom, the work done. It's not like that. It's an assemblage of multiple security products into a platform that delivers and that improvises the asset discovery, threat detection, even the vulnerability assessment, investigation, and response. Okay. So as you see, referring to again the similar report, many organizations believe that the silo tools, which are the singular product tools, they miss the detection. And consolidation is the only way, right? And it's not the one platform consolidation that we're talking about. There could be solutions from different organizations, different solution providers. Like one could be from McAfee, there could be another solution from a sole vendor, or let's say intelligence from FireEye for that matter, right? So if you have a threat intelligence from a third party, or you have a SOC solution or a source solution built in, or let's say FireEye, how beautifully can we integrate both the solutions and provide a dedicated solution? So when we talk about integration, it's not only just integrating to forward the logs into it. How quickly can we provide that intelligence? Can we bring in the automation? Can we really bring in that synergy between two tools that they work seamlessly like a centralized solution? Right? So that's the capability that we are looking at, and Extra clearly is not a singular product. Uh, let's understand. I think we have understood enough in terms of what were the myths in terms of the overall SIM and security operations, or to say whatever next generation we have applied. Why do organizations specifically need XDR today? Because EDR, the most popular belief system, second rated apart from SIM, which was EDR, is completely blind on network. Okay, even on cloud, what's happening onto the other world, the EDR solutions don't understand that today. SIM solution is completely blind on network endpoint. It has some intelligence if you're talking about next generation SIM, they understand the network flows and stuff like that because they have some of them also have dedicated application based awareness, so they would understand a bit of it. I wouldn't say a complete scenario, but at least on the endpoint, they're completely blind. Apart from taking the logs, they don't understand anything beyond it. Most organizations and most solution providers today are completely cloud blind. Security teams struggle with integrating threat intelligence. Very, very important, right? So even if you have threat intelligence, which is coming as a feed to you, as a commercial feed or as a third party feed, or provided by different solution providers, different OEMs that you have, how do you apply that knowledge? Everybody is saying something. Everybody is indicating something to you. How are you integrating that? How are you making sense of that intelligence that's coming your way and making that apply that into your organization? That is very, very important. Security alerts events are incomplete and it completely lacks the context, right? So there are too many alerts which are coming in, but we don't understand. We don't have the context of it. I think it's completely blind to your organization. And when we talk about complex integration, we want to achieve everything. Where are the expertise? Do we have the skills to achieve all of it? Or are we again going to rely on to a third party or MSP or a service provider? Or are we going to outsource a complete capability to an organization which is going to run our security operations? Right? So considering all of this, these changes that we're talking about, because of this, we need XDR solutions. Now, we specifically have, let's understand what is our approach towards XDR. But before that, before I move on, let's take a 2 minutes break and let me see if there are any questions or anything around this. And I'm more than happy to answer if there are any questions which have come up. If there are any questions, you can put that in the chat window or Q&A section. Okay. Uh, Okay, I see certain questions coming up. Thank you so much for your questions. We will be answering them as we go ahead. I'm sure the subsequent slides that are coming up, because I've seen some of the questions around cloud native. What are the advantages of having dedicated solutions? Why can't we use the existing solution, not integrate the objective? So great questions around that. We will be covering that, and there's a question as to how is it different from uh, SIM and SO tool? What different functionality does it provide? So great. I think these are very great questions. When we move ahead into the subsequent slide, all of these questions will be answered as I say. And if not, we are happy to take those questions at the end of the session as Q&A, right? So let me go ahead and uh, let's talk about the overall approach. So this is a, if you can say, this is Lockheed Martin a tech life cycle, right? I'm sure all of us understand it has again two extremes of it. One is starting from the planning stage to the completion stage, as we talk about as we move ahead in the tech life cycle. So when we talk about this overall approach or an overall tech life cycle, let's try and understand where are we actually applying our knowledge or applying our solution. So one being a totally reactive approach, two being a proactive approach. So let's try and understand most of the organization today. Please ask yourself this question, and not for me. I know that for a fact because we have the data points talking to us, right? So most of the organization today are basically responding to threats or responding to attack at a stage when you are a hit. So when we are under bridge and when we know, okay, there is some issue or there are some problems that we have faced, that's where our countermeasure starts. Then that's where we know, okay, fine, this is the attack that has come. What are the incident response mechanism? What others are doing? Can we apply something? Can we do something about it? Then we start assessing, and our executives at the different layer will start asking, are we at a risk? What is the perception do we have? What are the changes that we need to be protected? Can we apply something now? Can we reach out to the people in the different service provider industry or our MSSP providers or our solution providers and see if they can help us? Right? That's where the overall focus starts. However, if you look at uh, why can't we plan or provide an approach which is very proactive in nature? Why can't we apply knowledge at the very initiation of the overall life cycle, which is attack planning? Why can't we start here? That means if we know about a particular threat, okay, if we know what is its impact globally, can we prioritize as to how it is going to impact our organization? Out of so many alerts which are coming in, what is our priority? For example, if I belong to an industry which is critical infrastructure, I know what is the threat that's happening into the world across or across the critical infrastructure. So from a vertical perspective, I should know what is very very important. With from an organization perspective, I should be able to prioritize my threat life cycle or threat patterns which are coming into my organization. Can we predict the behavior of that particular threat? Let's say a particular attack has happened in globe at a different organization, okay, at a different country altogether. But if that happens to our organization, can we predict the impact of it? Can we analyze? And last but not the least, if at all that is susceptible, in any way, what could be the countermeasure? Can we prescribe that much in earlier? So can we plan for it? It's like COVID vaccination. I think the most relevant example that I could do today is COVID vaccination. The analogy fits perfectly well. Are we going to wait for it to happen to us and get the antibodies, or all of us have gone ahead and take the vaccine and taken the vaccine to get preventive measures, right? So it's similar to what we have seen here. So if we know what are the indicators, what are the subsequent impacts of it, why can't we plan our security operations, security organization operations like much ahead and proactive way? Okay, so to do that, these are the outcomes that an organization should look at when we talk about XDR. And McAfee's Envision XDR solution that we talk about today, it provides a complete protection, as you can see, towards the endpoint, network, and even in cloud. So, whether you talk about any vector in your organization, it provides a complete coverage. It's completely a cloud native solution. That means it's built in cloud. The reason we need a cloud native solution because we have to run extensive analytics on top of it. So when we do it in cloud basically means we are doing it in our data centers, wherein we have dedicated skills available, dedicated engine learning engines, machine learning engines, AI engines. I'm going to talk about those engines, those applicable knowledges. Everything is applied to us. We have extensive knowledge not only to the products but also the services part of it. Right, so we have one of the leading services providers with us, wherein we talk about, and those are the premium resources that we have, which actually provide the guidance and experience notes into the forums like Black Hat and stuff like that, right? So those knowledge, extensive knowledge of our people, our tools, and our skills, and what we see are all fitted back into the tool. So we apply extensive analytics, and we make sure that whatever we are getting is completely data aware. It's proactive in nature, so we apply that knowledge much ahead into the curve cycle, and it's completely open. That means provide a complete integration, right? So when we talk about all the different vectors, we help you prioritize your detection in terms of which vector to focus on, what's coming in. We have dedicated investigation which is called AI guided investigation, right, which is artificial intelligence completely guided to you, which is going to help you overcome your skill shortage problem, and it has automated response available into it, right? When we talk about cloud native, it helps you to get ahead of adversary because we provide a faster and better decision making, right? So even if you don't have the skills, we are not relying on your analytics capability. We are applying every knowledge that's there and giving you the results that should matter to you, to your organization. We provide a complete visibility and control at a unified level. And last but not the least, we help you orchestrate your efficient SOC workflows, which are your workflows, SOC playbooks, and stuff like that. So these are the critical outcomes that McAfee's solution provide today, McAfee Enterprise Solution. Now let's look at some of the key pillars to it, right? The very first point being the proactive solution. As I said, our endpoint security solution, be it anybody, right, can help you at a central stage when you are hit, right, by providing the solutions like endpoint protection. When you are at a particular attack, or endpoint solution will trigger up. The way we are moving ahead into the curve, that means that delta time that we're able to take care of is through providing threat visibility, vulnerability, and risk assessment. So what we can do is we can actually provide hunting and searching response much ahead. When there is an attack launched globally, when somebody is planning that attack into your organization, we can actually proactively go and hunt for a specific attack into your organization much ahead of the time. Whether you're hit or not hit, we are not caring for it. If we see something which is suspicious and that could be critical for you to, as an organization, whether you belong to a particular industry, particular country, particular domain, and we see there is a targeted campaign going on and that could be against you also, we provide the services much ahead, much advanced on a tool level. Okay, which actually provides increased proactive efforts. We provide the actionable threat assessment, correlate the different campaigns and threat posture, right? So to provide you the specifics for your organization by correlating multiple campaigns which are globally run and executed. We also, from a reactive efforts, right? So as and when we get this proactive alert, as I said, it's a human machine teaming. We also prescribe what you need to do. So we provide a real time search, pre as well as the post bridge, and we use our artificial intelligence to speed up the investigation and response, complete response. uh, the critical second point, or the pillar for R, is it's completely open, right? So we have something called MVGN APIs, wherein we integrate with multiple security solution providers. Obviously, McAfee's complete portfolio, we have a complete integration. So if you have any solutions which is, right, let's say on McAfee's endpoint and you are using McAfee's IAM or McAfee network security solution, that integration is by default available even today. But when we talk about XDR, even if it is a third party solution provider, we can completely see what they are seeing, or they can see what McAfee can see. They can know what McAfee knows already in terms of the intelligence, and they can do what McAfee can do using the McAfee API, right? So by providing the extensive visibility, they gain the extensive visibility in terms of what are the incidents, what are the users, what are the groups that we see as suspicious. They can know and they can search, they can provide a campaign view, reputation view, everything that they provide. So our intelligence can help them drive the decisions that they really want to take. And whatever we know they can actually provide that into the intelligence. So whatever we can provide, if they have a third party solution, they can actually automate the response using our open API platform, which is called Envision APIs. Very very critical is the data awareness, right? So we spoke about context, right? So when we get a lot of noise, a lot of data which is coming in, you try to lose the context completely in terms of what should be the relevant alert for me to focus on, right? What should be the ideal way or ideal analogy or triage that I'm trying to understand? What should be the correlation between the different threat alerts that I'm getting on different tools, right? So this particular solution has a capability to uniquely prioritize based on different contextual information, based on identity, device, and data sensitivity from where it originates. Right? So we apply all of this and we prioritize basis that. So it's completely context driven investigation. uh, it also correlates and sees what are the patterns which are coming in. Let's say, right, if we see a particular APT campaign that is going on, we would know what are the primary campaign, what campaign behavior to say, what are the different dots to connect. So it quickly connects all those different behaviors, different context. And by combining this knowledge in terms of your existing organization context versus what's happening to you from a government perspective, it is going to help you to accelerate your decisions. So you take better decisions by providing automated investigation workflow. So we have, I'm sure all of us understand what are SOC playbooks, right? SOC playbook, Security Operations Center playbook, which is basically a kind of set preset rules, right? Wherein we define, for example, a particular organization, if you get this, so what their L1, L2 resources should do. If a particular incident is coming like a antivirus breach or buffer overflow, what are the steps to take care of? What should they do? It's like SOPs. Similarly, those SOC playbook knowledge, or as I said, the knowledge of over 3 decades, we have been in existence from an organization perspective for more than 3 decades. Applying that knowledge back to the tool so that it gives you automated investigation. It guides you what to do ahead. It tells you what next steps you need to take to provide a better context, right? So it completely provides a context driven investigation. So net it is proactive, it's completely open platform, and it is completely sensitive data aware solution. Right, so I think we spoke about industry's view and what platform approach it should take and stuff like that. But if you look at it from a you know our platform perspective. So this is the way we are looking at the platform. We are starting from the data integration perspective, wherein we have different solution provider, even the IoT, as you can see. So it can be identity, that can be email, endpoint, cloud, network, SIM. We take all of that from a data integration perspective. That means all the vectors, all the information that's available on each of this, they are very, very critical for us to understand. We integrate all this information that's coming in from us, and this is not only the logs that we are talking about, okay, all the threat fit, all the relevant information that we need to collect from each of this, including SIM. We collect that information or collect that intelligence. We apply analytics, which is very very important for us to apply, right? The entire machine learning, entire intelligence, the extensive data analytics is split performed at a centralized level, wherein we do all the integrations. Currently, we integrate with 140 plus partners out of the box using our API integration. These are our integrated partners towards the IAM, towards SOAR, and Threat Intel, as you can see. And from there, we provide the capabilities to the organization for to have proactive risk management, prioritize and provide a guided investigation. Right. So when I say guided, the tool is going to guide you. It's not a simple investigation that we're talking about or dedicated investigation wherein again you have to apply your knowledge. We are going to cover up that skill chart as I said. The tool is going to guide you a complete human machine teaming. Last but not the least, we are going to provide a complete orchestration and automation by integration, as well as the tool itself has a capability to provide the response and remediation. Okay. So, I think this is very, very critical for us to understand from a tech view perspective. So, let me just request my colleague Abhishek to now come in and help us through, walk us through this stage wherein we're going to talk about dedicated solutions as to what knowledge are we applying. Okay, so I will just wait for 2 seconds for my colleague Abhishek to come online. Hi, Abhishek. Can you all hear us?
Hi, Hiral. Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely fine and clear, Abhishek. I would request you to come and help us understand as to um, how are we applying the knowledge, how are we utilizing machine learning capabilities, what are the different differentiations that we have. I have spoken till the platform, I explained the platform to the audience till now, and I would want you to take this ahead.
Sure, Hiral. So you'll have to share the deck with me, and I'll
Just
just take it from there. Yeah.
sure, sure. Give me 1 second. Okay, here you go. Over to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Hiral. So I'm sure you would have covered all the platform-related aspects. So what I'll do is I'll quickly walk you through in the essence of time the capabilities which are around the machine learning and artificial intelligence. So what we see here on screen is primarily the visualization of any attack sequence. So the basic capabilities that we look at with any XDR platform is the capabilities that we see in terms of detection of threats in a proactive manner. So the tool that we see, the capabilities that we bring to table is we are able to help organizations use the power of machine learning to detect any kind of threats that may be targeted towards their organization in a proactive way, and also help them in terms of visualizing the overall attack topography. So they can actually pinpoint the exact nature, the exact trajectory of that attack and take required actions. Now, we would have definitely covered a lot about insights, but then the main aim of insights is to give you that capabilities where you can proactively prioritize, right? So one is, for example, you may have multiple threat intelligence tools in your environment, and you may be leveraging those tools in terms of getting all the required capabilities to get any kind of IOCs or any kind of indicator of attack. But then how do you use that knowledge to get the exact wisdom? So that is where insights comes into picture. And that is where it actually helps you not only in terms of prioritizing what is important or what threat are to be prioritized. Plus, it also helps you in terms of telling you about the remediation steps. So one is getting that feed. The other is how do you utilize that feed to actually remediate systems which are there in your environment. So the power of insights is definitely gives you an edge over any adversary that may be targeting you or targeting your organization. It can be specific to your geo, it can be specific to your organization type. The feeds that we share are curated in a way that they help you in terms of leveraging the power of all the telemetry that we receive on our XDR platform to help you remain ahead of your adversaries. And it also tells you in terms of what are the active and trending campaigns. So this is the beauty of the tool. So one is you get to know about any campaign that is running anywhere in the geography. The other is any campaign that is specifically targeted towards your type of organization or your organization. And if you look at that screen, it also helps you in terms of finding out systems that are there in your environment that may be vulnerable to that particular alert or threat. Yeah. And one is getting information. The other is whether you are able to get all the right information about the threat actors that are involved, about the cyber criminals that are involved, about the tools that they use, about the tactics that they use, about the procedures that they may use. So all of this information is presented to you in a format where you can easily find out about the actor who may be targeting you, about the threat actor who may be targeting you, and what actions you can take to stay ahead of that adversary. Now, the unified scoring capability of the tool, in a sense, when it comes to today's environments, is particularly important because you have a diversified workspace. You have workloads that are there in your environment. You have endpoints that are there in your environment. You have endpoints that are accessing your workloads from anywhere. You have deployments on premise. You have deployments in cloud. So most of the organizations today are in a state where they are looking at a hybrid kind of infrastructure. So what do you do there? What exactly do you do there? How do you have a uniform policy score or your posture score or your risk score across all these different environments? So again, the power of our XDR, or the power what XDR we as an XDR bring to the table, is primarily around what you see in terms of having a unified posture across all these different environments, right? So we're not talking about one particular environment. We're talking about deployments across any data center, whether it is on premise or whether it is in the cloud. And the best part is the context that you get, right? So one is uh, having the information around a particular alert or a particular incident. The other is the enrichment that we do, the enrichment that we bring on table on the alert, and the context that we add to the alert. So for example, if there is an alert, we can probably get the information about the user from, say, your cloud identity providers or from your Active Directory group membership. We can also, since we also have the capabilities around data, we are data sensitive, we are data aware, we can add the context or the severity of that data as well to that particular alert. Now, this is the beauty of our tool, the AI guided investigations, right? So this is something where we help you with all kinds of automated investigations. So you have investigations that are automatically available to you, that you can take care of, that you can deploy within your environments, or your analysts can use to run through automatically. So the essence of SOC is to run investigations, right? So you need a SOC where your analysts are doing investigations day in, day out. Intelligent investigations are mostly automated. So that is where our artificial intelligence guided investigation comes into play. It also gives you some kind of hypothetical scenarios where you have hundreds of questions with ready-made answers. So even your entry-level analysts can log into the console, walk through those question answer scenario, and actually help you in terms of pinpointing whether that particular alert or whether that particular incident is a false positive or a true negative. So that is how it helps you in terms of helping you in triaging. So that manual effort that you have to invest, that manual effort that you have to, the time that you have to invest, that is drastically reduced. And that essentially helps you in terms of enhancing your mean time to detect and mean time to respond. Yes, so the visualization of the incident is a way is so easy to understand that even your entry level analysts can have the required skill set to walk through that particular incident and take necessary actions. And the essence of XDR is the capability to respond, right? So you need to contain, you need to triage a particular incident. So that is where the XDR helps you with actions that are prescribed, right? So we tell you what you need to do, we guide you in terms of what you need to do, and you can take those principles to contain and triage the incident which may be in your environment. Yeah, so you get all this information in a way that you can look around that particular incident, take the required action, take the necessary action, and these are the use cases that are relevant. These are the use cases that are relevant for almost all XDR. So we talk about investigation, we talk about detection, we talk about prioritization, and we talk about response. So we need to investigate properly, we need to investigate all the incidents that may be there in our environment. We need to detect, we need to ensure that we are quick in detection, we are quick in decision making. So one is the alerts that we receive. The other is, though are those alerts curated for us so that we are able to take quick and timely decisions, right? The essence of any incident management framework is to take timely decisions. And prioritization, that is important because you need to prioritize. You may have billions of events, and you may have millions of alerts, you may have thousands of alerts where you may want to work on, but what alerts are specifically targeted towards your critical assets? What do you do? How do you prioritize? So we help you with prioritization, or most of the XDR tools for that matter helps you in terms of prioritizing what incident you want to look at. And then the response capabilities, so that is something which has to be automated. You need to have a platform that gives you the capability to respond to any incident that is running in your environment. Yeah, so these are, so as we discussed in the previous slide, these are the things that you want to look at. You want to look at any threat actor that or campaign that may be there in your environment. You might want to look at the incidents where you want to focus, the alerts where you want to focus. You want to look at responding quickly. You want to look at quick decision making, fast decision making, and responding to incidents. You want to see whether you have the right controls in your environment. You want to check whether you have all the right controls in your environment, and what is your posture if you were impacted by a particular campaign, by a particular threat actor. And do you have those IOCs or indicators of attack within your environment, right? So all of these are standard use cases which are applicable to any XDR platform. And how do we help? So again, in line with what we discussed, the use cases that we discussed, the XDR platform helps you with advanced threat detection. It can be anything. It can be a phishing campaign. It can be any other campaign that is targeted towards you. You are able to detect that in time, and you are able to take the required and necessary action. You are able to prioritize your incidents. You are able to understand where you need to focus, what are the alerts that are critical to your environment. You have the capabilities to have automated investigations as well as guided investigations. You can take the necessary steps to contain any kind of incident that is there in your environment, and also take the necessary steps to remediate those incidents. You also have the capabilities to do proactive threat hunting. That is important, right? Because you are able to investigate more. You have those situational awareness capabilities that help you in terms of having a proactive threat hunting approach. And obviously, I mean, the essence of having a, XDR platform is to have those proper, better workflows in your environment. Workflows which help you automate and orchestrate a lot of stuff that you are currently doing manually. So these are the standard use cases that we have to offer. Uh, Now that we have, I'm sure both Hiral and myself have been able to give you some technical deep dive in terms of understanding what the tool is, what the technology is, what capabilities the tool has to offer. I'll request Hiral to help us understand in terms of the view of industry, third-party industries that have on the extended detection and response platform that we have to offer from McAfee. Hiral, over to you.
Thank you, Abhishek, and thank you so much for walking us through the behind the scenes of the tool. Actually, so we actually spoke about what why XDR is needed, what has been a typical security operations, why do we need XDR, and what industry is saying. Uh, and we highlighted about how is our approach and how are we differentiating in terms of what we are providing to the industry back to the organization. And I think the sneak peek review of the tool and the way you explain the overall behind the scenes in the machine learning would have helped the audiences to understand and all the participants to understand the differentiation around the AI guided investigation, the analytics that we provide. Now, bringing it back to the responses, right? So, my idea was to give you a neutral view to talk about industry's view and not too specific about McAfee Enterprise, though we wanted to highlight as to what is our approach, and that's where Abhishek kind of came in and helped us with. So, thank you so much for that. Now, bringing it back to how industry is responding, okay? Now, what is their view on Envision XDR, which is McAfee's Envision XDR solution? Right, so very first test that we have taken, so against one of the competitors that we have, right? So this was in a MITRE ATT&CK evaluation. So I'm sure all of us understand how critical it is to have MITRE ATT&CK compliant solution today, and what MITRE ATT&CK benefits us in terms of specifically when we talk about threat detection and response, right? So um, there were very very few organizations which could actually pass this test with the flying colors. But if you look at specifically one of the closest competition that we have, one of the leading EDR tool competition that we have, they could stop attack at a particular point, while our solution can do it at the very very initial stage. So the idea to highlight this is what we promise, what we tell you, we actually delivered, which has been tried and tested by a third party organization, which is again widely trusted and implied that knowledge across, right? So that is what we have been doing. Now, from an endpoint security perspective, as I said, we are 3 decade solutions, so that bring in the extensive experience that we have. We apply that knowledge from a different organization perspective, and these are some of the accolades that we have got on our specifically endpoint security solutions. Because again, endpoint being one of the very very critical data points for us, right? Because we do a lot of threat hunting, threat research, apply the analytics, apply the AI investigations on the endpoint. We learn a lot of context from there. We actually have data awareness, we have identity awareness on endpoint. So we get all of that information from there and feed it back to our XDR. So it becomes a very important vector for us to consider. So if you see our solutions are, these are the accolades that we have got from possibly every leading I would say a testing agency or a provider or the researcher, wherein we are named as one of the best solutions in the industry to look at. Now, when I move back, right? So I think seeing is believing. So most importantly, what we actually wanted to do is to showcase what we have been talking about. So let's see what we have been talking in action. Because we actually wanted to demonstrate, though Abhishek has provided a quick sneak peek preview to in terms of the different dashboard views, in terms of what we can provide. But let me just quickly run through a particular demonstration of the overall tool and the benefits that it provides to all of you. So give me one moment. Yeah.
I think we are not able to hear the demo, Hiran. So, anyways, what we can do is typically what you're seeing here is the console of our platform, and you can see different options that are available. You can see the different campaigns. You can see the campaigns that are applicable to your environment, campaigns that are trending globally. And then you also see the incidents, right? So you can also look at the incidents which are towards the right hand side of the console. You have all the different severity levels defined. You can probably look at any of those campaigns, and you can start the required action that you want to initiate, right? You can take actions like quarantining that particular endpoint, or stopping a particular service. So all of those capabilities are available on the XDR dashboard, right? So we're just waiting for the screen to move.
Okay. We find that there is some technical glitch that's still there, and we are not able to execute the particular demonstration. I'm just still trying to figure out the way if we can do it. Abhishek, would you try to do it from your end? Can you give it a try? Just 2 minutes. Can we see that? Else, again, I can share my screen and we can move on.
You'll have to try again, Hiral. I'm connected from a different device.
Okay, understood, understood. Abhishek, can you confirm if you can see it again?
Yes, I can see it. I can see
Okay.
it. It will
I'm so sorry. We are extremely sorry for the technical glitch that we've encountered today. There seems to be some real issue. However, we were just beginning the demonstration video once again for your reference from the beginning.
we have some issues with the voice, but then anyways, I mean, you can see, if everyone can see the screen, right? So the left hand side where you see situational awareness, that is where you actually get to see the power of threat hunting, right? So that is where you actually get to see the power of threat hunting, and it gives you the complete trajectory. It gives you the complete visualization of a particular incident that happens in your environment. All the executables, all the droppers, everything. So you get the information about everything from this dashboard, and it actually helps your analysts in terms of taking the right actions. Uh, just waiting for the screen to populate again. So, anyways, I mean, the idea of showcasing this particular demo was to give you more insight in terms of the real view of our dashboard. So, all in all, the context that you get, the power of prioritization that you get from the tool, and the other capabilities in terms of having a uniform posture score across your different environments, whether it is on-premise, whether it is cloud, users accessing applications from anywhere, you get a uniform posture score. And the enriched data or the enriched alert that you see on the XDR console with all the different information about the user as well as the data empowers you to take correct actions, right? It ensures that we have the least amount of false positives in the environment. And then you have multiple actions that you take, right? So if you see that screen where it allows you to take response, That response is the essence of remediation or the sense of response. So any XDR platform needs to have that remediation capability. That console has to have those options where you just go ahead, click on the desired action, and that action is executed in your network on the endpoint. So the essence of the platform is having that unified visibility across endpoint, across network, across cloud. So there may be vendors who may be good with endpoints, but then they would have to rely on other players for the network part, for the cloud part. You may have vendors that are very good with the network part, but then they may have to rely on other vendors for the endpoint or the cloud part. It's not a it's not a siloed approach, it is a platform approach. And that is where that is what we bring to the table. We have always believed in a platform approach. So whether it is endpoint, whether it is your network, whether it is cloud, we collect telemetry from all of these different vectors. And the power of this telemetry that we get from all of these different vectors allows us to take the right decisions, right actions on the endpoints or in your environment, in your ecosystem.
Yeah, thank you, Abhishek, for summing that up. So, for everybody's information, we are going to post that link about the demonstration that's available on website also. It's a quick demonstration of 5 minutes, and I'm sure after today's glimpse on the dashboard views that we are provided in terms of how we are bringing in the data contextualization, how we're bringing in and we're mapping it back to the attack visualization, what kind of a machine learning AI guided investigation, the prescription, the prioritization, everything that we spoke about, how is it applied in the real world, you will be able to watch it and view it as your references. You can also visit our booth, which is available, to the DSCI site, and we'll be more than happy to guide you and answer and help you there with respect to the different solution that's provided. Now, to summarize overall solution, right? So this is where I bring in the overall key messaging again for you from McAfee's Envision XDR perspective. McAfee is very well positioned by providing the unified visibility and context, which helps you to prioritize detection, investigation, and response, which obviously helps, which is completely proactive, sensitive, and data aware, and open platform based solution, and built in cloud native, right? So. It's completely provide positioned by native integration that we provide, the open API integration and the SI integration with the third party vendors, industry leading endpoint that we provide. The demonstration that we were actually trying to play also showcases one of the integration that we have with one of our leading SIA partners, wherein we are bringing in the threat intelligence from a third party vendor, which is one of the very popular TI tools, threat intelligence tool. We apply that knowledge, bring it back to the SOAR tool to provide that automation and response, right? And it also provides a broader telemetry across the endpoint network as well as the cloud vector. The key differentiators that we have up in the industry is it's completely proactive, right? So we are starting it very ahead in the overall life cycle. That's one of the only, it's industry's evolution, it's the only proactive security solution that's available today. It's completely data aware in terms of as I said, we do correlate multiple data, context, visibility, sensitiveness into the complete trials that we provide, and the actions and the alerts are generated basis that. Faster response decisions with AI guided investigation to level up the SOC analysis, right? So there will be questions which will have pre built answers, and the guiding will be done by the tool itself, right? So if you have anything towards the XDR, we're more than happy to help you. You can reach out to us with respect to your dedicated account contacts. If you have, you can reach out to anybody in our team. We are available on our booth also today and day after for this the entire summit that's available. Any questions that we have, we can help you. However, we can dedicatedly run the services which are completely we can help you in terms of printing your blueprint journey, if you are on an EDR journey already today, how you can move to the next level. If you're not on EDR, what you should look at from an EDR and XDR journey. We can help you conduct your SOC maturity assessment. We have dedicated solutions which can and provider, from a service perspective, we can actually come down and our experts can help you assess your existing SOC maturity and move to the next stage. We can provide our practitioner workshops, and last but not the least, we can walk you through the complete demonstration in detail of our Image or XDR solution and insights, right? So we can walk you through a complete solution journey altogether. Now that brings me back to the towards the end of the overall session. I think we are well in time, and at the end of the session, as I said, we are waiting for the second trivia. And I'm hoping that all the session learning that we are going to apply that, and we are hoping that some of you come out as winners, and now at least all the answers will be correct answers, if not in the round one, right? So let's get started. I would request the team to start the poll also at the backstage. Are we ready with the poll? Okay. So I get a confirmation that we are ready with the poll. So I am just starting, and here comes my round two. Question number one. What do the three P's in Envision Insight stands for? Do not put your response into the chat window or Q&A window. We would want it to be there on the polls. Okay. Question number seven. With Envision Insight, can you stop attacks before they hit you? Can you be proactive? That's the whole question. So we had this question in round one as well. Do we have any proactive solution available today? Remember your answers and mark your answers now. With Envision Insights, can you stop attacks before they hit you? Okay. Question number eight. What are the three key pillars of Envision XDR? I just summarized that in the slide, just a slide ahead. What are the three key pillars of Envision XDR? Let's move ahead. What is not a typical use case of a XDR platform? Out of this use cases, I'm sure Abhishek has dwelt into it in detail, and all of us have understood this. It is going to be an easy pick for you. What is not a typical use case of a XDR platform? Last, very relevant, in the recent MITRE attack evaluation, what percentage of protection was McAfee Enterprise able to deliver? Okay. So I think now we have this was the last question. by the time we figure out who's the winner, we announce the winners. Before that, we are more than happy to have the questions coming up. So please post your questions if you have any on the chat window or the Q&A window. We are happy to take that, and then we announce our winners. Okay, so there's this question that's from Mr. Venkata Pavan. EDR and XDR should be from same vendor or cross vendor. Okay, so well, so ideally, if it is from the same vendors, you have understood the benefits because we gather a lot of context, a lot of information from there. But even if it is from a different vendors, you can have that. So depending on which solution provider you have, everybody would have a different compatibility with the solution provider. If you talk specifically about McAfee solution, we do not have as such any dependency, but however, we would prefer to have the similar solution because, as I said, there's a lot of contextual information that we gather from the endpoint in EDR, which the knowledge is applied at the central, AI level, and we provide. So, ideal question would be whether you need to have the endpoint security and EDR can they be from a different solution provider? Yes, they could be. That is a wide variety of chances that your endpoint security or endpoint prevention, which is the EPP solution, endpoint protection platform, can be from a different vendor, and your EDR or XDR solution can be from a different vendor. Okay, there's one question, data protection white paper of your solution. Sure, so we would be sharing all the links. We also request you to kindly visit our booth where we have all the documents populated. You would have that as part of the overall solution stack, so you can get everything from there.
There's one question around will XDR make other technologies obsolete? So I think, as we said, XDR is not a product, it's a platform. It's a combination of multiple technologies. It's not going to make anything obsolete. It will provide you with that unified dashboard from where you have the capability to ingest information from all of these different existing technologies and take unified action against any incident that is there in your environment. There is a question around automation framework. Yes, it does. So as we discussed, you get a lot of automation capabilities. You get automated investigation capabilities. You get automated response capabilities. So obviously, I mean, it helps you in terms of automating your workflows. It helps you in terms of automating your responses. So it supports automation. I
Okay.
can see question around does XDR work with SOAR platforms? So yes, I mean, again, as I said, it's a platform, and a SOAR is a component of that platform. So it can help you in terms of automating your responses towards a particular incident. Yes, Irul.
Okay. So I have the winner available with me. Before I announce the winners, Dr. Shriram, if you have any last words or your comments on the session, anything that you want to tell our participants. Dr. Shriram, can you hear us? Okay. I think there seems to be some issue. Okay, so here are the winners that I'm announcing. Uh, the very first winner that we have is Pranati Panigrahi for round one. So the very first winner is Pranati Panigrahi. Congratulations, Pranati. Thank you so much for your response and participation. Question number two. So the winner number two we have is Chinmaya Bhatt. Thank you so much, Chinmaya, for your participation and response. Uh, all of you would get your respective vouchers at your email address that you have mentioned while joining. Third winner that we have is Snigdha Vanam. I think girls are rocking it. I'm just loving it too much. Snigdha, congratulations. Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Now we can. So give me just 2 seconds. Let me just announce two more winners and we come back to you again. Uh, the winner number 4 we have is Aniket Verma. Congratulations, Aniket. Okay, we will announce the last winner because we are still calculating. There seems to be one more confusion. So we will announce the winner number 5 in a short while. Meanwhile, Mr. Shriram, can you please? I think he's not there. Okay, so I think thank you so much for your time. That's about it from our perspective today. Congratulations to all the winners who have won it today. You will be receiving your vouchers on your respected email addresses from our teams. They will reach out to you. Once again, I and Abhishek, on behalf of entire McAfee Enterprise team, thank you so much for your participation and patience. And we're extremely sorry for the technical glitches that we had to face today. But platforms are such you can never guarantee. Over to you, Abhishek, if you have anything to say.
No, Hiral,
Hello.
thank you so much for carrying out. I mean, I think we have Dr. Shriram also.
Yes, Dr.
Sir,
Shriram, thank you
your
so much
thoughts,
for
please.
joining back. Yes, we would wanting to have your thoughts on the session, any addressal that you want to do to the participants.
I seem to be having some problems. I can't hear you.
So we can hear you clearly.
Please continue.
I think there seems to be still some issue with the technology as we have faced today. We are again extremely sorry. Thank you so much for your time. That's me and Abhishek signing off from today. We look forward to have you at our booth. If you have any questions, any queries, please reach out and we are hoping that you will utilize this knowledge that you have gained today. Please reach out to your respective McAfee teams for any conversation around XDR or anything in technology that you want to understand. Thank you so much. Have a good day ahead. Thank you, Abhishek.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Hiral. Thanks a lot. Thank you all.